Well, hello world! Welcome to my kitchen. My name is Lynn Pygott, and it is Saturday evening. It is almost 8 p.m. here in Southwest Florida, where it's almost chilly. Oh, not quite, but almost a little chilly. So I'm going to make something new today. This is something I normally don't make. I don't know why. I just don't usually make it. I'm going to make some homemade biscuits. Homemade biscuits. How fun is this? Okay, so I found some online, just searched the recipe online. It's called Crusty dinner biscuits, and these are a little different than what you might have tried to make before in that they don't have butter. Instead, they have oil, and so I'm hoping they're going to taste, they don't have much oil. I'm hoping it's going to taste good, and I've heard these kind of biscuits before, just called oil biscuits. So let's see what happens making these biscuits. They got a lot of good reviews in the comments. So I'm going to start with my flour. Takes just regular flour, all-purpose flour. I'm going to stir that up. I'm going to measure it. Put it in my bowl here. It says put. So we're going to measure the dry ingredients. We're going to combine our flour, a cup of flour. Now this tells me it makes 6 biscuits. I have a hard time believing it makes 6. That doesn't sound like very much, but we're going to see what we get. It's just for me, Mom, and Dad. 6 would be plenty, but it's like 6? Really? That's all this? Okay. Cup of flour. If you want more than 6 biscuits, I guess you could make more. Well, let's see how many it actually makes. I don't really know if I believe that or not, but it could be right. All right, so then let's do a teaspoon of baking powder. This is like half the amount that I've seen in some of the other recipes. Like it uses 1 cup of flour, not 2 cups of flour, so it very well could be. That doesn't make a lot. And that's really what I want, is something that doesn't make a lot. So, teaspoon of baking powder. Then we're going to have a half a teaspoon of salt. And then I'm going to make carrot cake for my dad. It's my dad's birthday Thursday, and I'm going to make him a cake to take to the nursing home tomorrow. And we will pretend it's his birthday tomorrow. So we're going to do half a teaspoon of salt. Now, the recipe does not have any sugar in it, but people in the comments suggested putting sugar in it because it's better. So I thought, okay, you know, they said like a tablespoon. So I'm going to do that, actually. I'm going to put a tablespoon of sugar in it because they said it was good. So let's go for it. It's not a lot of sugar. So normally you would just have those 3 ingredients, but let's add our tablespoon of sugar. Alright, so there's our dry ingredients. So then I'm going to mix these together with a whisk. And I'm making the biscuits first because by the time I get the cake mixed up, these will probably be done. And I would normally make these right before serving them for dinner, but by the time I make them, if I make them tomorrow, by the time I drive to my mom's house, take them upstairs, get them, they'd be cold anyway. Hi, good day to you. Evening, yep, evening, 12 p.m. here. It is 8 p.m. here. 8 p.m. Okay, so, since they're not going to stay hot by the time I got to my mom's house anyway, I'm just going to make them tonight. So there's our dry ingredients. Then you're going to combine your milk and oil. So I need half a cup of milk. So these biscuits are different that they do not use butter, although butter biscuits are really good. But these don't use butter. So I'm going to get my milk. That's a little wobbly. We can see. I need my milk out here. The cats, if they hear me, the cats are not in here, but if they hear me pulling out this milk, they're probably going to come in here. So half a cup of milk. Oh, I'm bumping everything here. It's not quite half a cup, so let me get got all the bubbles in there. Let me get the other one. Jug number 2. Oops, I'm dropping my recipes over here. All right, let's see if I can top this off to half a cup without making a mess. Okay, where are we at there? Not quite. Not quite. Almost. Okay, there we go, half a cup. And then you're just going to add a tablespoon of oil, which is not a lot of oil. That's all it calls for. Okay, tablespoon of oil. And this, I'm just using canola oil. You can use vegetable oil, whatever you want. So I'm just doing cooking today. Taking a makeup breakup. Break from the makeup. tablespoon of oil. Here we go. Let's try not to overdo it. There we go. Then you're just going to mix that in. Now that's like all that's in it. Flour, salt, baking powder, a little bit of sugar. If you want, you can leave the sugar out. Milk and oil. That's it. How easy is that? So here's my bowl. So yeah, it is look like it's not going to be a whole lot of biscuits, which I want it to be that way. I don't want it to be a whole lot. Okay, so you're going to pour this into your dry ingredients and mix it in. I'm going to kind of, it doesn't tell you to do this, but I'm going to make a little indentation there. This is typically how you add wet ingredients to dry. Pour all that in. I think I'm just going to use a spoon. Okay. I'm going to mix this together. And then you're going to turn it out onto a floured board, which I have right here, to about, it says about a 1/2 inch thickness. Let me read my directions. You're going to knead it for 5 or 6 times, okay? First we're going to stir it all in. Make sure I pick up all the dry here. But yeah, this isn't going to make a lot. Okay, good. I just wanted a few. We're going to have to try and see if this is even any good. I don't know if this recipe is any good, but we're going to find out. Okay, here's our floured board. Then we're going to, it's a little sticky. Okay, I'm going to dump that out. Try to pick up some of that flour with it. Not so sticky. Going to see how these turn out. I can't wait to see how good these are. And if these aren't good, next time we'll try it and put some flour on my hands with the butter. It says knead. Okay, so you're going to just kind of like, you know, like turn it over, smush it around, picks up a little flour so it's not so sticky. 5 or 6 times. You get this little dough. You don't have to knead this like you do regular biscuits. There we go. Then it says roll out. I'm sticking to my board, to 1/2 inch thickness, but honestly, I think we can pat it. We could roll it, but like seriously, that's not hardly anything there. I mean, how much rolling do we need to do? This is good. Okay, it looks like a heart, doesn't it? It gets to be Valentine's Day, we can make a heart. Okay, so then you're going to use a floured, let me get a little bit more flour, biscuit cutter. It says 2 inch. See, I wondered why it wanted such a tiny one. Like 2 inch, I had to dig that up. Most of them are 2.5. All right, let me get some of this off my hands, because we're going to put it on a greased baking sheet. This is a huge baking sheet, but it's what I have, so it'll be fine. I don't need a baking sheet this big, but I don't really have a smaller one that's exactly like this. Okay, so let's see what we have. Yes, greased baking sheet. Okay, so let's spray this a little bit. I was making sure, because I was reading through several recipes. I was making sure. Is this the one that said grease the baking sheet? Yes, it is. Okay, there we go. Then I'm going to do my little, that's the 2 inch, right there. 2 inch biscuit cutter. Dip it in here. My oven is at 425. I'm going to, you don't want to twist this when you make them, or it will make them lopsided. Oops. You don't want to drop it on the floor either. That's not good. All right, you just want to push straight down. It's usually sharp enough to cut through it. You don't need to twist it. Twisting is generally not good for this kind of thing. Does it say? It doesn't say whether to put them touching or not, so I'm not going to. Okay. 3. Let's see how it lifts right out. Don't need to twist. 4. Yeah, 6 is going to be about right. This will be great. Like I said, a little taste test. And if they're good, but we ever want more, we will just do a bigger batch. I can probably get 7 out of it. 5. You don't want to overwork it. try to mush it over together a little bit here. 6. Okay, then, let's see. I'm going to put this back together. It has still got a little sticky spot there. Here and there. Several little sticky spots. So let's try to... This is probably going to be a crazy one that falls apart, but that's okay. That'll be my taste tester. That will be fine. I think I can get 8. Okay, there's that. And let's take, this is what I like to do with the rest. Stick it in the mold and push it down. It's probably going to be fatter than the other ones. We'll press it down a little bit. There. So those two are both probably going to fall apart. So we're going to put it in at 425 for 13 to 15 minutes. All right, let's put that in. Here we have, here they are. Aren't they cute? Now let's put them in the oven. Set it for 13 minutes and then we'll check them. Oh, you know what it said to do? It's optional. It says you can brush the tops with milk. Let me get my milk out. Milk or half and half cream. You don't have to do it, but I'm going to do it because I think it helps it brown. So let me get a little, oops, I'll slosh a cup. And I like that I have this board that I had these rolled on, that I can now just put this whole board in the sink rather than have to clean my counter. Although I'm going to have to clean the counter a little bit. But it's a nice mess. So let me put a little milk, brush a little milk on top of these with this little brush. But you can leave the milk or the half and half off completely if you want to. Just like I say, it browns them better. You can also do an egg wash. Some people do egg wash, but this recipe says milk or cream, so that's what I'm doing. They both work. Okay. Now, let's put it in there, set it for 13 minutes. And see what that looks like. Okay, so while that's cooking, let me move this out of the way and we will do our carrot cake, which is my dad's favorite cake. Oh, let me get out these carrots and get those ready. Make sure these are okay. How are we, carrots? Yep, they're good. Okay. Let me move this out of the way. Get my mixer over here. And we'll turn this right over here. Here we go. Bring that up. Oh, what did you say here? You're back. Oh, Facebook's playing up bad today. We're on bad surf and tsunami. Oh, really? From the volcanic eruption. The Pacific, the one that I saw like it was in the Pacific. Oh my goodness. Well, don't go to the beach. How far did you say you were? 7 minutes? We'll find some high ground. Oh dear. Okay. All right, let me see. Now I'm only going to make half this recipe because it's a lot of cake for just 3 people to eat. And it's very, very rich and very, very fattening. So we're trying to keep it down a little bit. So we're going to do half the recipe is, all right, let me get my recipe card over here. 2 eggs. I'll go ahead and get a little cup here. Let's put this over here. You can see. There you go. We're going to put 1 egg in there. And I went ahead and left these out to the room temperature. It just mixes up better. 2 eggs. There we go. Let me push out this little cup I had the milk in. Get all the milk out of it. Move that board further out of the way. Okay, so then we're going to have, let me get rid of these eggshells. 2 eggs. And we're going to add egg, sugar, and oil. Okay, so I'm going to need 3/4 cup of vegetable, or this is canola oil, whatever kind of oil you want. 3/4 of a cup of oil. Here. My oils, it's right there. It's easier to measure up high. Where did I just put my oil? It's back here, it's hiding. There it is. Okay, 3/4 of a cup. Ooh. Smashing my bottle. So this is nice if there's only 1, 2, 3 of you and you don't want to have a cake for, you know, you can always freeze cake though. But if you don't want to make a bunch, make half. Make 1 layer. A lot faster. Okay, there's our oil. And then we're going to have into our pot. See, I just let it lay there and drain. Then we're going to have a cup of sugar. So let me get that. Those all 3. We'll mix together. Get that out of the way. I've made this carrot cake before. It's like the best carrot cake in the world. So good. You don't taste carrots. Doesn't taste like carrots at all. It just adds a lot of moisture to the cake. It tastes like cinnamon. That's really what it tastes like. Okay, there's our cup of sugar. Sugar is a little lumpy. It got damp. Okay, so then we're gonna have, well, we're gonna mix those. Let's go ahead and mix that up. You're safe. Oh, okay, good. You're laughing at me. Okay, there we go. Mix, mix. Okay, so then we're going to put in our dry ingredients. So then we're going to have 1 cup of flour. Let me move some of this over here. More flour. We got 8 more minutes on the biscuits. I'm curious to see. Now, are you like England? Do you call cookies biscuits? And what I call biscuit would be more like a scone, sort of. Or do you have like country biscuits? Do you eat biscuits? All right, so let's do a cup of flour. I'm just reading it again, make sure I'm doing it right. This is a nice little, like, small amount. Then I'm going to do 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. My cinnamon. Let me get, I've got some of my measuring spoons just dumped in the sink over there. I'm going to need that too. Where's my other measuring spoons? Here's one. It's the one I want to. Okay, 1.5 teaspoons. That's 1. 2, 3. That's 1.5 teaspoons. Then we're going to have 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Which is that right there. Half a teaspoon of baking soda, which is that one right there. So I'm going to do the rest of my cooking tomorrow. Just doing the biscuits and the cake tonight. And then I'm going to do, let's see, I'm going to need 1/8 teaspoon of salt. Where's that little measuring thing at? There we go. 1/8 teaspoon of salt. And then 1/8 teaspoon of nutmeg. There's my salt. Nutmeg. We have 6 minutes and counting for the biscuits. teaspoon of nutmeg. Okay, so then that's all the dry ingredients. So let's mix that together. Ooh, I can smell that nutmeg. Okay, so now we have to put carrots in there, and we want a cup of grated carrots. And I gotta get out my food processor, of which the cats are going to hate. But they're not in here. They're hiding already. They know I'm in here making noise. Usually they come in at around this time to see if I've got milk out, but they're hiding. So hiding. Okay, let's do this. Put on my grater blade. Just that. Usually that's going to be about half a pound of carrots. So let's see. If I weigh half a pound of carrots. Oof. Let me get my weigher over here. You don't have to do it. Usually, you know, they come in a pound package and you just dump them in, but I'm not doing the whole thing, so I'm going to weigh them. So that's going to be 8 ounces. I'm going to put a couple extra in because it doesn't usually ever seem to get every little bit. Okay, so there we go. There's carrots. Those are the baby carrots that are already peeled. So much faster. And I love doing this with a food processor because it takes like a second and you're done. I don't do that hand grating. No. Don't want to make carrot cake if I have to do all that work. Now here we go. Let me plug this in. If I get this to turn around. Oh, you can't use it. I can't do it by the handle. It just takes it off. Okay, let's see here. Ow. Ow, ow. I'm banging into everything over here. Hurting my thumb, hurting my hand. Oh, let me see what it says. Biscuits are cookies, the same as, yeah, for you. Yeah, these are not cookies. These are like rolls. The sound of the plastic drawer sounds the same in every country. The sound of the plastic drawer. Yeah, doesn't it? You gotta dig through. It sounds like you can't find anything. Is that what you mean? Yeah, that's exactly what it was. What's the difference between baking powder and baking soda? I don't know. Let me see what it says. Baking soda is sodium bicarbonate. Baking powder has cornstarch and sodium bicarbonate. And okay, so basically it's baking soda with cornstarch added. Mostly. So it's a little bit more of a thickener. I'm not real. I do know if you use just baking soda, you have to have some sort of an acid like soured milk, buttermilk, sour cream, vinegar. You have to have something in it to activate the baking soda. If you have baking powder or both baking powder and baking soda, it will activate without an acid and will make the stuff rise. So if you use only baking powder, you have to have some sort of acidic lemon juice. You have to have something acidic in it to make it activate. Baking powder, you don't need anything to make it activate. It just works. But it's just all what the recipe says. And this one has both. It calls for both, so that's what I put in there. So I am putting these carrots in my little slot. Look, what is that? We're beeping. What is that? It's like fingers. Carrot with fingers. Okay, here we go. Cats will hate this if they're here. But they're not here. Oh. This isn't working very well. What's the deal? It's going off and on by itself. Why is it doing that? That's bizarre. Never done that before. Oh, it was latched on. So my lid wasn't on, it wasn't latched tight. That's why it wasn't. I was like, what on earth is happening? So the cornstarch, apparently, yes, the cornstarch is activating the other one. Although why some recipes have both, I'm not sure. I'm not a recipe, formulator, just a recipe user. I would have, I could probably look that up, though. It's very curious. All right, it's time to see what these biscuits look like. Oh, they so cute. Oh, they so cute. They didn't brown very well, but I don't think that's going to matter. Oh, it's hot in that oven. Phew, don't get it. Okay. Let me see what they look like. Oh, oh, oh. They poofed. Oh, they poofed. Look at this. Aren't they the cutest old things? But we're going to let them cool, and then we'll taste test. Now, I got to turn this oven way down to, what, 350? Is that what I need for the carrot cake? Let me look. 350. Okay, so I'm turning it down to 350. Even with that milk, they didn't brown. I don't consider that brown, but it doesn't really matter. They taste the same. Fingers. I know it had fingers, didn't it? It was kind of creepy. Halloween carrot. Okay, so we're going to take our carrots out of our food processor. So if you got a great carrots, food processor. Hand grater, no thank you. Be here for an hour. You grate your fingers off. No. Okay, it doesn't always grate all of them, but that's okay. That's why I put a couple extra in there. I'm willing to sacrifice to get that done in a few seconds. And of course you can just eat those. Okay, so I've still got a few little extra crunchies. You could put them in your salad. Just eat them raw. Whatever you want to do with them. Give them to a pet. I'm just getting out the big chunks because I don't want a big chunk in there. But your carrot, if you've ever had carrot cake, will not taste like carrots. It just gives a lot of moisture. You won't even know they're there. Mutant carrots. I know, a little scary. I want a mutant carrot. Okay, so then I'm going to take all this cup of carrots here and make a mess. And I'm going to dump them in my bowl. Oh, seriously. They're going everywhere on the counter. At least they're easy to clean up. Here we go. In they go. And they get all nice and soft when you bake it. So this is one layer I'm making. This will be Dad's birthday cake. His birthday is Thursday. He will be 85. But since we go to see him on Sundays, we've done that ever since we've been adults. Since the kids have been adults, we've celebrated our birthdays on whatever Sunday is near our birthday. It's just easier because we're together. Because even before, we always used to, when we'd go to church, we'd always get together after church and eat. So we were already together, so it's easier just to celebrate when you're already there. All right, here we go. Now you could add raisins to this. I think I tried it one time, but I will tell you this cake is sweet, especially with icing. If you didn't put the icing, it'd probably be okay. But, ooh, it's sweet. So I didn't think it needed more. The raisins are sweet, so I didn't think it needed any more sweet. So I actually like it better without the raisins, unless you, like I said, unless you're going to cut the, spray in my pan, unless you're going to cut the icing way down. Boy, it'd be sweet. Or just don't put many raisins. But raisins are good in carrot cake, and sometimes people put nuts in carrot cake too. But I don't because I hate nuts. So I don't put nuts in nothing. There we go. I am not a nut person. Alright, let me get all this off of here. Then we're going to dump it in there. Now, if I was going to take it out of the pan and put it on a plate, I would put a piece of, like, parchment paper or wax paper on the bottom. But I'm going to leave it in the pan. It's easier to transport since I'm going to Mom's house with it. It's easier to carry in the car. Okay, so here we go. There is this is a real runny batter because it's oil. So we're just going to dump it in. This is a 9-inch round cake pan. The recipe says use 9-inch. If you use an 8-inch, I don't know, the baking amount would be a little different. Probably 5 minutes different. And it might brown it too much on the outside. I have a tendency to whatever the recipe says to use, that's the size I use. Because then I know how long to bake it. Okay, so there we go. Now we're going to take this, we're going to smack it on the counter to get bubbles out of it. There we go. So then we're going to put this in the oven at 350 for 35 to 40 minutes till the toothpick comes out clean, and we are done. But first, let me see. I think my oven might still be a little bit hot. So let's let it sit there a minute. It's still like at 400. Let me open the door, which is really going to make it hot in here. So let's try. We have a couple of mutant biscuits over here too. Let's try a mutant biscuit. Woo, okay. Some of them want to stick to the pan. I'm curious to see what it's like. You can put butter, jelly, honey, whatever you like on a biscuit. This is basically bread. Come on, let loose. I should have loosened them from the pan when they first came out of the oven. See, they're nice and browned on the bottom. It's bread. I say it's closer to a scone than a roll. It is a southern biscuit. All right, but let me get some butter. Because I know I don't want it dry. And that one's, that one's a little sad looking, but it won't taste any different. He doesn't notice or hurt his feelings. He's beautiful. Ain't he beautiful? You love carrot cake. Oh, and cream cheese icing. Yeah, that's what we're going to have. Cream cheese icing. All right, let's get some butter. A little butter on this edge here. Let's take a taste of it. That's not bad. Let's try this. Oh, honey. Oh, my oven tray. Let's put that in. 35 minutes is tested at that point. Okay. Now I want to get a plate, or I'm going to make a mess. It's going to be a sticky mess. All right, here we go. Let's cut it in half. Yeah, this is kind of a sad little flat one, but that's okay. This butter is cold. All right, let's put the butter in there. Close it up and soften the butter with the warm biscuit. Did I use up all my other honey? Oh, no, I didn't. That's a new one. Let's use the one that's open. This is honey made from lavender flowers. Meaning the bee got the pollen from lavender flowers. Meaning it's really, really good. Okay, there we go. Oh. Like I say, you can put jam on here. But you probably don't call it jelly either. So put jam. Honey. Oh. That's good. It's good. That's not bad. I might try another recipe next time though, just to compare. If I make these again. Look at that. Alright, that was good. And sticky. Alright, there we go. It does. Ooh! Sorry. Hit you with the jar of honey. It does make a nice little crusty top. That biscuit. Pretty good. Alrighty. I'm eating, sorry. I can't talk and chew. So now I have quite a big mess over here in the sink. But I'm done for the night. And I will see you in the morning and make the rest of lunch. Ice the cake. I don't know if I'll ice the cake tonight or tomorrow at some point. and do my makeup. So thank you for watching. Oh, you know what? I need to do our devotion, don't I? Because this is going to be my only video. Let me wash my hands. Let me go get my book. We'll read our devotion. Otherwise, I won't have done it today. Be right back. If my cats are just in there laying down being lazy. Being lazy. Okay, so today's the 15th of January. Here's our little book, Beth Moore, Praying God's Word Day by Day. We're going to be reading from Psalm 42, 5 through 6, Isaiah 45 and 3, and Isaiah 41 and 10. God's specialty is raising dead things to life and making impossible things possible. Oh, we need this. Why are you downcast, O my soul? Why so disturbed within me? I choose to put my hope in you, O God, for I will yet praise you, my Savior and my God. My soul is downcast within me, therefore I remember you. In all my distress, you too are distressed, and the angel of your presence saves me. In your love and mercy you redeem me. You lift me up and carry me, as you have done for your children through all the days of old. Lord, help me not to fear, for you are with me. I need not be dismayed, for you are my God. You will strengthen me and help me. You will uphold me with your righteous right hand. Oh, there is some encouragement for all of us today. He is with us. He is taking care of us, and he's upholding us. So I'm going to go ahead and go. Thank you for watching. Sleep well, you sleep well when it gets to be night for you. Yum, it was yum. And I will see you tomorrow. And go be amazing. Bye.